So I thought about this question. I want to answer, but I think I did so much things to overcome PCOS that I don't know where to start, but I'm just gonna start. This may be kind of long, but if you struggle with PCOS, it may be helpful. So the type of PCOS I struggled with was insulin resistance. That's basically stress PCOS. That's basically what it means. It means that you have PCOS because your body is in high stress, and because you're stressed, you're eating more, you have more cravings, you're eating sugar, and it's just throwing off your hormones, so you can't really function well. The hormones not functioning well, so that means you're not seeing your period, or your period is irregular, and then you may have little like follicles on your ovaries. That's what I experienced. So what I did was I started working out years ago. Started working out, and I started eating better, but I was doing workouts that was stressing my body out. So even though I was working out, my periods was coming, but very irregular. Before working out, it would not come for months, and then it would come for like 3 months. Now I was working out, so it's coming, but still irregular. Then I stopped doing the heavy workouts, and this is what I did that was really helpful. I stopped drinking coffee because it was addictive, but stopping the coffee really helped my body. I was asking ChatGPT, what does coffee really do to your body, and why was it so helpful? Because I stopped drinking coffee in October, and by January my period started to begin regulating itself. So in January I had a 2-week period. That was miraculous to me. Usually when it comes for 3 months or a month for the least. So 2 weeks I was like, we on to something. So what I did was I stopped drinking coffee, and stopping the coffee, she said coffee plus cholesterol equals high blood sugar. Caffeine increases cholesterol, which is your stress hormone, right? Caffeine, sugar, carbs, all of those things increases your stress hormone. So, and the crazy thing is, when you have insulin resistance PCOS, you crave food, you crave sugar, you're stressed out. And I think a big thing that led me to even have PCOS was I was a very stressed teen. I was so stressed out all of the time, and by 16 they were like, oh, you have PCOS. And then at the beginning of my 20s, I worked 7 days a week. I was just a workaholic. I was stressed, relationship stressed. So really when I reached 25, 26, I started being aware of my body and what was happening and trying to regulate everything, right? So the caffeine that I stopped really helped me, because it stopped the craving, it stopped spiking my insulin, and my body started operating better. Like I started ovulating better. Like I could tell when I was actually ovulating this time, right? Versus I just didn't know ovulation, no ovulation. I was ovulating with no period and stuff like that before. So some other things that spike your insulin is sugar, obviously, refined carbs, drinking calories, eating too often. I used to just eat all of the time, but I would just eat unhealthy food all of the time. So yeah, and here she's saying even eating healthy food, if you snack all day, I'm such a snacker, it would keep your insulin up. So October, I stopped drinking coffee. That was very helpful. Just stop the coffee, guys. It's not even that much of a big deal. And by February, period was coming really good. What I started to do too was take inositol and Vitex, which is to help your body relax and regulate the hormones. I think anybody can mention in the comments what that actually does, but it really helped me de-stress. I stopped doing heavy workouts, started doing Pilates and at-home workouts, and my period started regulating. So here where the problem lied now. The problem lied within the fact that I was still eating not too good. Like I was eating healthy-ish, but I still was eating too much, right? So I would have 3 square meals, but it wasn't like the way I should be having it. Yes, I was having smaller portions of rice, smaller portions of this, that, and it helped with regulating my period and making it come every month on time. But I still wasn't dropping weight, right? So what really helped me with dropping weight was fasting. So it started off as a spiritual fasting thing where I would just fast, and I stopped eating at 6 p.m. guys. I don't eat after 6 p.m. And then I would go and I wouldn't eat until my fasting window starts the next day. So Google intermittent fasting. I started off as a spiritual fast because I watched a video And like I was like, when you stop eating any night, like you could experience God more, like during your devotional time and stuff like that, because your body not so filled, like you're more empty, that you could hear and you could feel, right? And I did that, and I just kept on doing it, and that's how I started to lose weight. So even till this day, I eat between a certain time, and when I realized, hey, now I'm eating too much within the certain time, I would actually go back to eating just one meal within that certain time, if you understand me, right? So the key is not to not eat. The key is to eat within a certain time, but not in a craving way, in a balanced way, to balance out your body within the window that you're eating, right? So that's what I was doing. So I was eating really healthy fruits, but I was just eating it too often during the time that I was supposed to eat it. So yes, my period was regulating, but my weight wasn't dropping. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my weight started to drop when I started intermittent fasting, which is not really a bad thing to do. There's a lifestyle some people live where they eat one meal a day. So I did that for like a month, and I was so much happier. Like, I'm not advising you to eat one meal a day. Don't do that. I believe that was a spiritual fast I was doing, and I believe God helped me. But when I was done, I was like, okay, I kind of want to keep on doing something like this, because in the morning I was happy. I wasn't studying, oh my God, what to eat, and the food wasn't slowing me down, just thinking about, oh my God, what to eat. I started to balance my nervous system for myself, right? So a big part of what I did too was just balancing my nervous system in general. I started to say, okay, what are the things that are making me nervous, and how could I actually deal with them, instead of using coffee to cover it, instead of using food to cover it? Because every time I felt a type of way, I would eat food, right? So food was the thing that even put me in the whole PCOS thing in the first place. Food and stress, childhood trauma and all of those things. And one thing that really happened is I believe in deliverance heavily, as I told you guys. And one day I was on Joshua Salmon's Deliverance Sunday thing, and he prayed for people with PCOS, and I touched my stomach. I believed. From that time, my period came that same evening, and you remember the January, it didn't come good. That was the February. My period came that same evening. From February to now, every single month my period came. Every single month. 1 month it switched days, so it was coming more to the end of the month, and then 1 month it switched and it came more to the beginning of the month. That was the only thing that happened. So I believe it's everything, like just believing God for healing, because God can heal. Also paying attention to stress. I have a mood ring, and the ring will tell me what is stressing me out, what time of the day I was stressed, so I would de-stress. Just understanding that, hey, my body is a real person. Stress is not a bad thing, it's an indicator that something is wrong and you need to deal with it. So I was like, what are the things that are stressing me out? Relationships, friendships, certain movies, because with certain movies too, guys, like if you love action movies and you love horror movies, your body can tell that is a movie you're watching. Your body is just thinking that you're stressed out. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I had to make sense out of all those things. So now, between slow workouts, intermittent fasting, taking my vitamins, I don't take Vitex, and I don't take inositol anymore. I just take vitamin D3, vitamin B+, vitamin C, and iron. That's all I take now. So I take my iron, I intermittent fast. My stress is very low. I do Pilates, which is super, super, super helpful. And I don't drink coffee. I don't drink alcohol. So anything that would increase cravings, because I still do struggle with cravings. Or you know what I mean? Like I crave a cookie all the time, but within the intermittent fasting, it allows me to have it in moderation, because I'm not gonna have 2 cookies in 5 hours. Do you understand what I mean? Or like I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? So it helps to balance out everything. So I think it's a compilation of all of those things. And now my period is really regular. On the app, which is the health app on your iPhone, is the best app for like tracking your period. Every week, whatever's supposed to be happening is happening. So that's kind of how I overcame it. Just understanding my body, understanding what type of PCOS I was experiencing. And also I stopped saying I have PCOS, because things can be natural, but it turns spiritual very quickly when we just calling things on ourselves. I was like, I don't have that. I experienced that, and how could I stop experiencing that? Do you understand what I mean? I don't stop saying you have sicknesses. Christ died so we wouldn't have those things. So, and then lack of sleep. I slept so much more. So just sleeping more, all of those things helped, because I'm reading here. Eating late at night. I stopped eating from 6 p.m., which is really good. Coffee on an empty stomach. I used to do that all the time. Stop that. Alcohol. Stop that. Too much protein without fat. Stop that too. I don't do so much protein anymore. hidden sugar in food. Stop that too. Like all of the bananas and everything I loved. Yeah, wow. So that's technically what I did. So you just have to use your brain, ask God for help. He wants to help you guys. I love you all. Bye.